Wonderful Sweet Baby. So today we're going to be talking about Cam Newton's interview with Mario, the singer. I wanted an entirely different trajectory with this topic here, but after looking at this 15-minute long clip that was going on with the whole colorism and him having a Mexican baby mama, then I pretty much had to change the entire trajectory and focus solely on that because there was a lot of interesting things that Mario said in this clip. I have to speed it up just a little bit to avoid copyright because this is actually coming from Cam's, show on YouTube. So I do have to speed it up a little bit, and I've definitely chopped up a lot of the fluff, even from what the Hollywood Unlocked had on their page. But I definitely had to show you guys this clip and talk about it because Mario addressed a lot of things that people were speculating and his feelings towards things, and even Cam Newton gave him a lot of good rebuttals. So we definitely have to get into it. So go ahead and check this clip out.
Do you have anything against black women?
No, sir. No, sir, I don't. Never have.
What is your relationship like with black women?
That's a great question. The ones that matter to me, my grandmother, my mother, my family members, my aunts, a few of the black women that I have dated in the past, my relationship with them were all different. I can't compare one to the other. I can say that my grandmother was my hero. She was the contrast in my life when it came to understanding the importance of a black woman, the strength of a black woman, the soul of a black woman, the relationship that a black woman could have with God that was unwavering. Though she was used so much for her strength, abused for her strength, she never wavered in her character. So when I think of a black woman, her face is the first one that pops up. And it feels safe. My mother, that's a very, very hard question for me to answer because part of me feels like I was blessed to be born from her womb because she was talented and had so much passion and fire, and she was unstoppable in her pursuit of her will of intention, whatever that was, good or bad, up or down. You weren't going to stop Shantae Hardaway from getting what she wanted or doing what she wanted. I have that fire in me too, but I try to balance it out. It affects the way that I see relationships, partnerships, marriage, the idea of marriage, which I don't see myself ever getting married. I'm not getting married. I don't have plans to get married yet. It's not because of what I've gone through, my level of commitment and being tied to someone for reasons that aren't the right reasons. I have an issue with. Like, it's not an idea where I'm like, yes, like, let's just get, because when I was tied to someone or when I chose to take care of somebody and it backfired on me in the craziest ways, it was something I couldn't run from, but it's because of the choice I made. I dated black women, right? And I know why you asked this question. I recently posted something a few weeks ago. I can't remember exactly when, but about the slander that I feel like there is on the internet about black women not being loved based on who I've decided to date, who other artists, who other people, who other black men decide to date that are outside of black race, right? Interracial relationships. I don't understand the slander. I don't understand the statement of black women aren't loved because there's so many relationships I know that of black couples that are doing incredible businesses together, thriving, families together. They don't get the same type of energy. They don't get the same type of attention or energy around that. And to me, I would much rather see that on the blogs than see the other side of it. The hate or the bashing of black men who decide to date outside of their race. I don't understand it fully. To a certain degree, but not fully. I'm just saying my relationship with black women is evolving. I mean, every day it is evolving, right? My fans, the core of my fans are black women. Not all my fans, but I come from that. Black women raised me. Black women are the first ones to tell me I'm amazing. The first one to say I love you. The first ones to make me cry. The first ones to make me laugh. The first one, all of it. So it's like, what is that question? I don't even understand. And if I showed you some of the comments, you'd be like, damn, it's crazy. Then it makes me question, like, okay, does that mean if you're going this hard at me, does that mean you're completely shifting the way you live your life as a black woman to cater to that comment in terms of black women not being appreciated? Are you looking at the brands? Are you looking at the music you're listening to? What you support? Are you going that deep down the rabbit hole? Because if you're not, then what does this really mean about you? I think a lot of my mom's issues came from not feeling safe. This is my assumption, and I hope that I'm not misspeaking for black women, but I think that in the world that we live in, I feel like black women feel the most unsafe in certain ways in the world.
Okay.
In life. A black woman coming from, growing up and being raised by a mom or a dad, or maybe not either one of them, maybe being raised herself, like, she may feel more, she may not feel comfortable dating outside her race and like wanting to explore when she don't even feel safe at home. Or for some, it could be opposite. Maybe she's like, no, I'm going to try something different. But for the most part, I just feel like, simply put, I feel like most black women want to date within their race. And I feel like that's why it feels, it hits different when they see a Mario who they grew up watching on TV and singing songs like Break My Hair and Chick with the Braids. Like, that's our culture. I connected with that song. I could never see him dating a Mexican girl. People think my girl's white because she's more pale than the average Mexican. But like, she's Mexican. I never had to think about these types of things until recently. With now having, her being pregnant and having a son, an interracial child. These are things that I think about now. I'm like, damn, what does that mean? It doesn't lead anything. It doesn't control or govern anything, but it's something that I think about. So you look at Ice-T and you look at Coco. To me, like, I know, like, when I think Ice-T, I think of his characters. I think of certain things. Like, I don't think that a black woman would look at him and be like, why is he dating a white girl? Black women that feel some type of way about interracial relationships. I don't think she would say that about Ice-T. I don't think it comes up in her mind to look at that and be like, what? Because I don't know that maybe she doesn't resonate with him in that way. But if Wesley Snipes, who played in the same movie, was walking down the street with Becky and she felt that way about interracial relationships, she would judge that.
Do you think
Colorism?
Yes.
You're saying it's colorism?
I think so.
Okay.
So the fact that many black women feel hurt because it can seem like black men are choosing others while overlooking within the black community.
There's so many black relationships out here that are thriving, that are positive, that are like what?
Many black women feel hurt when black men date other races because they often seek other women who copy the same style, the same features, and energy that black women naturally have or possess. Yet those traits are praised on others while ignored of black women.
That, when you say it like that, which I completely do understand,
Yeah.
that's a different, to me, that's a different conversation, bro. If it's about the culture, if it's about other women getting, ass shots and titties and this and da. But at the end of the day, a lot of black women still do that too. Overly do it in some cases, just like other races. We have to look at the things that we collectively approve. We have to look at the things that even the black women that say certain things, but they'll go and watch a show and approve certain things that are using black women energy, you know what I'm saying, in a negative way, but you support that. Like, I'm saying that if we're going to look at all of these things as a reason as to why those comparisons are off, we have to look at the whole thing. And I'm saying that if we do look at the whole thing, maybe that'll lead us in a better place. Yeah. My truth is that I already started thinking about these types of conversations when it started happening. When I started seeing more comments on my timeline than necessary about a healthy relationship. I'm not a sloppy person. I've never disrespected black women. I move with intent. I try to lead by example and show like young people come from where I come from. You can come from the craziest environments and craziest circumstances and still do great things in life. For those women, specifically black women who have supported me my whole career and have said beautiful things and like send that energy of love and like, yo, I'm just happy that you're doing good. I'm happy that it's a healthy situation for you. Versus, oh, he gonna be back asking us to give him space and give him some time in 2 months or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's something that, again, I had the conversation to understand. And I hope that there can be healing in this space. I hope that we can wake up one day and understand it and receive the love and acceptance of our choices by black women.
Yep.
So here's my thoughts. I'm not going to lie. I feel like Mario should have just said no comment in this instance because I kind of cringed towards a lot of different comments that he made in regards to this whole entire thing. And I get it. He's trying to not only defend his relationship, defend his character, but also try to prove to African American women that he's not what they are claiming he is. So let's go ahead and just break it down from like the rooter to the tutor. So it kind of seems like from what he's stating in this video is that he's trying to blame his issues of feeling safe with African American women with the fact that he had issues with his mother previously. And quote me if I'm wrong, and you guys I'm sure will let me know in the comments, but I believe he was the one that had a mother that had a drug issue allegedly, and because of that it affected his way of how he had a relationship with his mom. And from there, I'm assuming that what he's saying, based off of what he's saying in this clip, is that kind of deterred him with a lot of his decisions that he makes today as a person. He learned a lot from his mom. He learned a lot from the women in his family, but also at the same time, it changed the trajectory of how he grew as a person. So that's what I've gathered. And I definitely understand that. And I don't think there's any issues with that. But at the same time, I also think that he's using that as a clutch as to why he has the relationship that he has towards black women. And, once again, that's his personal opinion and how he was affected as a child. And of course, that, is of course how he's going to grow to be as a person when he grows up. But I do think that Cam Newton had some very good rebuttals for him because once again, you do have to realize that your entire fan base, maybe not entire, but most of the women that have listened to your music for the course of the decade that you have been being an artist, even past the decade, have been African American women. I feel like African American women have put you on the map, and you would not have flourished with, Hispanic women listening to your music and that being the only race of women listening to your music. So because of the types of music that you put out there when you were a younger guy compared to how you are today, and even the video vixens that you had in your music videos, and just women seeing other women that look like them being the representations of the, like the love interest that you had in your videos. So it gave them hope that like you would at least get with someone that looked like them so they could have something to idolize. And it's unfortunate that, people have to live through people that they see on TV, but it's like, unfortunately, this is kind of the trajectory that you guys put yourselves in. You guys put yourselves in a space where we have to look up to you because we see you all the time on TV. We hear you, in our bedrooms. We hear you on our radio stations. We hear you when we type in throwback music. So this is literally what correlates them with their childhood to their adulthood. And from that, they are listening to a person that they think are representing a form of love that they would want. So when they listen to your music, they see you with the love interest that's black, but then they see that you in your real life are dating a woman that is Hispanic, white passing, and they see that she's about to have your mixed baby, and she's talking about brownie for my brownie like she's the girl off of Medea. Then it's just kind of like that's where black women are feeling that disconnect. And the thing that made me cringe a lot is the fact that it kind of didn't seem like he understood where black women were coming from. It kind of seemed like every time Cam gave him a rebuttal as to why black women feel this way, he kind of came up with but the way that I feel. And it's like, I definitely understand, but you have to understand where they're coming from, because it's way more of your fans compared to who you are as a person. And unfortunately, within this business that you are in, you have to cater to the people that are paying your bills, and you have to cater to the people that are keeping your life afloat and keeping you to have the funds to actually take care of that mixed baby that you now have. So I just kind of feel like, yes, you should be happy, but unfortunate to say, you might want to keep that behind closed doors, because it's definitely ruining your brand. And once again, it's not to say that it's right. And, it's not to say that, oh, you just got to do whatever your fans say and not say F the fans and F the haters. But sometimes these quote unquote haters are really like your true hardcore fans that are actually going to go out there and buy your music and support you at all your shows. Because the person that you're laying up with probably has barely ever heard any of your music, probably didn't even really know who you were until you had to, let her know who you were. And her family probably had to inform her about who you were. So that's just the disconnect there. And I just wish that sometimes men of higher calibers, especially like Mario in this instance, would realize that, like, you used your whole entire, career catering to black women, or you use your entire career um acting as if you're a part of the community and really pushing certain things, but then behind closed doors, who you want to lay up with is somebody completely different that looks outside of what black women feel as quote unquote safe, since he wanted to use that word. And then even on top of that, he tried to play the whole colorism issue and all of that other kind of stuff, and I completely disagree. I don't think that the reason that black women weren't checking for Ice-T in that instance is because, let's be real, Ice-T isn't someone that we fantasize about being with. He's not even someone that we would want to lay up with. So we let Coco have that one. No shade, Coco, but he's just not someone that we wanted to be with. But when it comes down to people like Mario, he's an attractive man. And we expect that, an attractive man that we actually would have wanted to be with ourselves, we at least envision him being with a black woman too. So then we could feel like if we didn't get him, at least another black woman got him. We at least won at the end of the day. But I'm going to stop rattling and rambling on, you guys. I feel like I've talked a lot, and the clip itself was very much long as well. But what do you guys think about this whole entire situation? Like, do you guys think that Mario dug himself deeper in a hole? Or do you guys think that, he made some valid points? Which I also do think he made some valid points, but just at the same time, I definitely cringed and think he put himself in a little bit of a hole. But that's my opinion. What's yours?